found a turtle. And there's so many times where people in the comment section will say, there's no turtles out in fields. There are turtles out in fields. Hello, welcome back. I am here with Eric at Double P Ranch, who is a supplier for Reprovisions. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes, and they do beef, lamb, and pork, you said?
Pork and pasture chicken.
How cool.
Yes.
And so we are just here. It's a beautiful day, but I want to know, what are we doing today?
Yes, we are going to kind of give you a tour of the ranch, but also want to show you why our methods are a little bit different. And so I want to show you why the things that are important to us are all of our native grasses and soil health. And so I'm going to show you why that's important. We're going to take some soil samples and kind of show you how farming animals can have a positive impact on land if they're managed correctly. So we'll go through all those steps today.
Perfect. Can't wait. You're good.
Likes you.
What is her name?
Baby.
Hi, baby. Oh, you just out here enjoying the weather, enjoying the day, eating some grass with your friends. And you said you use these horses to like herd the cows?
Just, yeah, occasionally we need her to help get them up. So, yep. Keep in mind too, these horses they have never been wormed. They've never been given a shot of any kind ever. It's just is what it is. So, you know, people tend to think horses need so much care and you got to give all these different drugs. Like that is not true. I mean, look, when they're eating this type of grass, they stay extremely healthy. We got to show people that there's different ways to manage animals on land that are a positive impact. In fact, a necessary one for us to flourish. And so I'm going to show you about what I mean. And I really believe, you know, that when managed correctly, like everything can flourish in nature. Like when we kind of work with nature, not against it, I think everything can flourish, including wildlife and soil health, and we can grow food for ourselves. So I think that's really going to be a big message today, that it doesn't have to be one or the other. My point I wanted to show you is the root structure on this. I mean, this is an actual size plant, so that's not expanded, that's just the actual size. And the interesting thing, you see the growth above ground, but what we never see is that growth below ground. And so we're always cycling through each of these paddocks throughout the year, depending on what conditions are happening. So the goal here is that to always kind of keep some movement to offer enough recovery for these grasses that they never get overgrazed to the point where it kills them. And what is that cycling? Water, nutrients, so many things that allows that to really penetrate deep into that soil. And that's really when we talk about, you know, soil health, this is what actually built the prairies that we're kind of using today to grow what? What crops? Monocrops.
Yeah.
Soybean, corn. We've been grazing cattle underneath those pecan trees and hogs and goats. And when you raise animals in this environment where you have these crops like pecans, like these will be harvested in November, but we're also raising cattle and beef. So when you're using animals to kind of be the fertilizer and the kind of maintaining of the orchards, that's kind of known as silvopasture. It's kind of a thing picking up another way to grow food, right? So we can grow protein and then we can grow pecans as well. And I think part of that cycle, again, is an interesting way, and people kind of get short-sighted and think, well, I can only grow pecans. No, you can have many crops in this, just outside of just pecans. And what I'm doing here with the hogs is you can see how they kind of plow up the ground around the pecan trees. This thing called a pecan weevil that will kill a lot of the crop. So my theory is that using them to graze under these trees, they'll root up that pecan weevil. They're just being pigs. You're letting a pig be a pig, you know, where you contrast that with everything raised on a concrete slab. Like, that is not natural. Would you think that meat's as healthy for you? I mean, I don't think so. And we can see the difference. You know, they've always kind of labeled pork the other white meat. That is not.
Yeah.
This meat here is red. It is, you can see the nutrients in it. It's different than anything raised on a concrete slab.
I definitely think pork is something that you can tell if you have good pork or not. Like it's very, very easy to tell. Beef, I think, is honestly a little harder.
Yeah.
With for that, but pork, it's like it's obvious if you can tell that if it's raised right or if it's raised in bad conditions. I think people are like starting to realize that, and going back to how we used to do things, just in general in life and nutrition. More and more people are wanting to get out of the city. And are becoming more connected with their food.
Yes.
I think the tides are turning for sure.
Like we don't vaccinate our cows either.
That's huge.
Never,
yeah.
You know, we don't lose. I mean, occasionally we get a sick one, but it's rare. And when we do, we isolate them. We put them in a different pasture. And if we have to treat them with something, then they're gone from the herd. So what did not, almost no grass that like this existed here. And this is that same grass that I showed you. So you see kind of what's above ground here, but the really exciting stuff is happening below ground. And so this is the same thing. Like this was about 5 years, but now it's flourishing. But all I've done, Jess, is use cattle to graze on our program and then an occasional fire.
Okay.
And that's really kind of what existed in nature. It was these kind of natural cycles of animals and some fire that would occasionally take, you know, and that's really what restored it. And that's it, as simple as that.
Oh, it's not bad. It's interesting how like natural fruit is always so bitter, like much more bitter and less sweet than fruit that you
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I think people don't realize how much more sweet produce is nowadays.
Because they've genetically altered it somehow to just, kind of crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, we have apples and peaches all year. Kind of everything's kind of gone dormant now, but that was never available. Like I had apples from about, June to just a month ago, 3 weeks ago actually, and peaches for 1 month. And then everything goes dormant. Like you don't have access to that. I don't think we ate that all year long. So.
But you have access to meat.
Yes, but we always had access to meat.
Now, look what we just found. We found a turtle. And there's so many times where people in the comment section will say, there's no turtles out in fields. There is. There are turtles out in fields, and they do get killed when you just go over them and crush them. But this little guy, he's not going to get killed. He gets to just live here, live his little life. But yes, there are turtles in field.
They love, this is how they help maintain forests, because they love the leaves on trees.
Where there's a goat, there's a way.
There is a way, I'm telling you. It's crazy. These are my little maintainers of the forest for a healthy forest. They're just really hard to manage.
Yeah.
What will you notice though, Jess, is like I don't mow very rarely. Just maybe real strategic areas I don't mow. And that's even in cattle operations and anything, people just mow, hay, mow. I mean, it's like they feel like that's doing something. And it's really damaging things. Even though like any farmer would look at me and say, Eric, you got to mow that ragweed.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Know my context, right? I want to work with nature, not against it. Some people have a different context, but I just want to show the differences. And my neighbor has a different context. He raises cattle, but he, for whatever reason, decided to plow his ground and plant one species of grass in hopes that his cattle would, do better. And so he did that, and he grazed his cattle for a couple weeks, and that's all they had. They had to leave like very quickly. I noticed that this year. But if you can see some different things happening over there that you don't see over here. And one, like that box turtle we just found, you won't find him out there, will you?
No.
And the other thing, when you hear the life over here, can you hear it over here? This is always a good context check. Like if you hear noise, where's it coming from? And I'm not allowed to, I'd like to jump over there. Thank you. But my point being, like, it's silent.
Yeah, you can
this
hear
is flourishing.
The wind is over.
Yeah, so if you get right here, you can really tell it. Like you can only hear noise on this side. And what else do we see? We talked about how bad bare soil is. I see a wind erosion, water erosion.
Mhm.
I see a lot of bare soil over here. I would love to contrast the color.
You can kind of see it's dry.
Yeah, see how light? Smell that. The smell like hummus.
Yeah. It smells, and it's like nice and cold. It smells fresh.
I think if I went out there and dug this and we held them next to each other, you'd see a huge difference in color.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, 20 feet away. Just gradually lift it.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
Just lift it up real slow.
Oh, that wasn't real slow. Sorry, you guys.
Okay, now will you take this? See if you can find one.
Okay.
Just pull any one out.
Okay.
Here, take this tool and see if you can grab it.
Okay.
See if that'll lift out. Just try to twist it out. Squeeze it.
Okay,
Oh, you're
it's coming.
It. Is there any honey on it? A little bit. We're still working on it.
Very cool.
That one looks really full there. What's about the other side? Oh yeah, okay. Got some honey. Okay, so we'll take that one.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's delicious.
What do you think?
It's not too sweet.
It's not?
Mm-mm.
Wow. It's pretty honey.
Yeah, no, it's really good, but because you know, like honey that you get in the store, it tastes like they put a bunch of sugar and stuff in it.
Yeah.
It tastes
It might.
natural.
You never know what you get in the store. It's different, huh?
Yeah, because I don't usually eat.
And this is all their honeycomb, you know, so you can chew on that stuff.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I've licked all my fingers, or I'd shake your hand.
No.
But thank you for letting me come today and learn more about what you're doing here and see your operation. It was amazing. I learned so much, and I feel like everyone watching probably learned so much too.
Yes, I hope so. This is how we change the world, you know?
Yeah.
Health of the land and our health.
Where can people go to find you, to follow you, to learn more about what you're doing, or maybe buy some of your products?
Yeah, so our website is www.eatrep.com, and you can follow us on social media, Reprovisions, and kind of go on this journey with us, because the truth is we're just starting this, and I think it's a big movement that we're a part of that is going to scale the world and really change lives for the better. So follow with us, please.
Yeah, and I'll be sure to link everything in the description below too. But thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.